There's absolutely no luck involved. You get to the conference championship for a reason. The Mountain West title's up for grabs next. Bracket Week is presented by Kubota. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, home of the Mountain West Championship, where we have the 1 seed and the 3 seed. Boise State looking for its 3rd consecutive title against the upstart Wyoming Cowgirls. We welcome you courtside here at the Thomas & Mack Center. She's been here 4 times. Julianne Vianney, Joel Gadet, glad to have you along with us. You've played in a conference championship. You've won a conference championship 4 times. What's at stake?
Everything. You can throw everything out the window from the regular season at this point. I mean, you're going head-to-head with each other in a league where only one team has gotten in. Boise State has been here. They're back-to-back Mountain West champs, but they're playing the Cowgirls. How about them Cowgirls? I mean, they've never been here. This is exciting and what you play for. Boise
State is the champion in this league because it can go to any number of players. That's been the case in this tournament.
Well, when the game is on the line, they want Brady Hodgins with the basketball in her hand. She's coming off an incredible 37-point performance against Nevada. She paces this team in every single way, stretching the floor with her lethal 3-point touch at 41%, and her all-around game has improved as the season has progressed.
But if it's not her, it could be Marta Ermida. Almost a triple-double last night.
She's having the best year of her career, a veteran playing with a lot of poise and confidence, and she is their go-to defender.
Well, you can pick your favorite Marta in this matchup, though, because Wyoming has one of their own. Marta Gomez leads the nation in 3-point shooting.
50% from 3. That's all I got to say. I mean, the numbers don't lie. She has been so efficient all season and has worked her tail off to get here. She's the reason this team has made it as far as they have. She's a veteran now. I knew coming in she'd be really tremendous, but over the last couple of seasons, this woman has been on fire. But she gets a little help from Bailey Cotton, the defensive player of the year in the Mountain West, simply their anchor on that end, drawing the best assignments, leading this team in charges taken. You need one of those on every team.
Wyoming has never been in the conference final. It's playing with house money. Put it all on red. We'll tip it up next.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota's BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the USA. By AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Not sorry, Reese's.
Take a look at our Kubota starting lineups in this Mountain West Women's College Basketball Championship. That's the same starting lineup that Wyoming has put out every game this season. Focused on Hodgins and Ermida in the open. But how about the point guard play of Jade Christopher? She's the engine that makes this team go. Joe Legursky in his 16th year as the head coach, his first Mountain West Championship game. Marta Gomez said yesterday, yeah, they're doing this for themselves, but it also feels great to do it for their coach, to get him here. Gordy Presnell on the other side, the Mountain West Coach of the Year, his 14th season in Boise. He's won this thing 4 times on that bench. Can it be 3 in a row here in 2019? They split this season. Wyoming only one of 4 teams to beat Boise State. Can you do it twice on the stage that matters most? It's up and we're underway here in Mojave Desert Country. Boise State and Wyoming for a ticket to the big dance. And the first look on a nice slip, and that settles you in. Joyce Harrell. So many people, so many options for Boise State.
This Boise State team, one of the deepest teams in the conference, and on any given night, you're going to see different players have good ones, but 2 very different styles, Joel. Wyoming wants to slow you down. They're going to play that half-court type of style of motion. Boise State wants to speed you up.
Watch that shot clock. No panic with 4 to shoot. And turned away at the rim, Bailey Cotton. That's a Boise State basketball. Don't be fooled by scoring average for these teams. They are two of the most efficient offenses in this conference.
Terrific shooting teams, too, from the perimeter. I mean, you got to love that. A lot of shooting involved. Two patient teams that don't turn the ball over a lot, too, so it's pretty clean basketball.
Spin it inside for Coleman, and the dump off. Harrell cannot finish.
Well, that was a terrific pass. It's too bad she did not finish.
Good slate, Marta Gomez. She makes her money hitting threes, but where her game has gotten better is the ability to do that. Now she's tougher to guard.
And everything is about reads for her and for the Wyoming Cowgirls. And Joe Legursky really preaches motion, which means you've got to be able to read what you're doing, what the defense is doing. That's why it's hard to scout against Wyoming.
They run the floor, too. It's Gomez, and good transition defense by Ashanti Coleman. Boise in its win this year, 72 points. In Wyoming's win, it was a more slow-down tempo, 64-52 in Laramie. Again, 4 to shoot, no panic. Gomez, buckle up for that all night.
That's what you're going to see all night from Wyoming. They do not care if the shot clock winds down every possession. In fact, that's what they want. That's playing into their pace.
Step inside, first look at our other Marta. And stepping on the baseline, Harrell turns it over. Marta Ermita coming off the near triple-double yesterday.
And just a tremendous player. She's just all over the floor, and she's just somebody to truly keep an eye on. She's gotten so much better, and now she's a veteran.
Oh, the bucket turned away. Clara Tapia denied on her first look. But here's Christopher absolutely torching Wyoming down the floor.
And she's one of the fastest players in the country, and that's quoting the Louisville coach, Jeff Walls. I mean, he said that about her. And he coaches a team with a lot of quick players, one of the tops in the country. But Jade is going to run the floor.
Louisville, one of the other of the 4 teams that has beaten Boise State this year. Washington State, Wyoming, Utah State for a 27-4 Broncos team. Take it right at Harrell, and Cotton cannot get the roll. Boise's playing with tempo, though. It's not settling for Wyoming's pace, and it's getting easy looks. First for Ashanti Coleman.
I tell you what, I like Ashanti Coleman. She has that long, kind of lean, Kevin Durant-ish body and ability to really do things that are versatile.
Not just play back to the bucket either.
Yeah, she can turn and face. I think she could be a major problem.
Cotton's tried to go to work on that block, and she has had some difficulty with Harrell. Defense forces a turnover, and the leak out, and the bucket. First time we say hi to Brady Hodgins tonight.
That's one thing you don't see often from Wyoming. They don't turn the ball over, so if they do turn it over and Boise State's able to get out and run like that, you could really see an extended lead from Boise State, Joel.
You're not kidding, by the way. They literally don't. First in the country in fewest turnovers.
It's pretty crazy.
Kick out 3, that is short. And we're still looking for our first from long range. Excuse me, second. Gomez had that early one. Ermita will not oblige for Boise. Christopher, little fake out, but missed the layup. That's off of Coleman's hand. Gordy Presnell tried to lobby for his team getting possession. 18 on the shot clock here for the Cowgirls. Winners in 4 of their last 5, twice in overtime, including yesterday to get themselves here. Drive it to the bucket, Taylor Russ, and put her at the line.
Nice move. I mean, that's the way to be patient. And you've got to love this start. It's been tremendous. Back and forth affair, but Coleman with a beautiful little spin move to the lane, and Hodgins as well. It's 8-7 early. and you're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota.
Boise State, the early lead over Wyoming in the Mountain West Women's College Basketball Championship. Let's take a look at tonight's Reese's player profile. Brady Hodgins, the junior out of Pasco, Washington. Her mom, Karen, played at the University of Washington. Her dad, actually, they met before this, but then later coached her mom when they played in Germany. Basketball lifers.
And how about the fact that it rolled over into their daughter? And her mother, Karen, was 7th all-time scoring, so not so bad. And Brady has been tremendous, and it's been fun to watch her develop. As a freshman, she was very talented. I remember she came in as the backup point guard to Jai Rodriguez, filled that role as the backup so well, and since then, her sophomore and junior season, she's just continued to take the reins and play with so much confidence.
She's a woman after your heart, too. Her mom taught her the art of the pull-up jumper.
Yeah, I like the mid-range game, Joel. You're getting to know me a little bit. You need the mid-range. Come on.
She also can shoot from long range. That's 5 for Hodgins. 37 in the quarterfinals. Ermita had 30 in the semifinals. Will somebody step up big tonight? Or Hodgins also told us it's time for just a big team game.
Hey, you were talking to her today at shoot-around, Joel. Talking about the chemistry of this team. Boise State, both teams actually harped on chemistry.
5 to shoot, no panic. Tapia just can't finish. And then we see it every time. The foul after your own miss. That's her first.
Now, when Boise State is able to move the ball pretty quickly, a lot of players touching the basketball, they are so good. See the penetration here, drawing 3, but the cross-court pass is what gets this Brady Hodgins 3 open. See, that is terrific. I'm a fan of ball reversals, because that is when the defense scrambles. You get that 3. And she's got quick release.
Coaches always say play multiple sides of the floor. Don't get stuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important, especially as a former shooter myself. I always wanted to make sure the ball was being skipped because you knew you were going to get a shot probably at some point.
Rachel Bowers, the freshman, in off the bench, not able to finish on that possession. Before the 3 for Hodgins, all 8 points had come in the paint for Boise, so no surprise they went back to the lane. High-low off the hand of Cotton. Boise's done a really nice job defending in the post right now.
We knew going in that'd be important. You know, the post presence has been pivotal for Wyoming throughout the season.
Not a huge team.
They're not, but the Mountain West Conference is not a big conference in general. You're not going to see a lot of real bigs. So you see a lot of versatility and awesome shooting. That's fun. It's where the game's kind of going when you think about the versatility factor.
It's becoming less unique to ask coaches why they shoot so many threes.
Yep.
Both these teams top 40 nationally. And uncharacteristically, almost another turnover. It will stay with Wyoming and a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
Wyoming sure is not afraid to play that shot clock down. And Joe Legursky said to me at shoot-around today, he's like, we're old school. I am an old school coach still. He's like, I like to play the shot clock down, not really run a lot, force teams to play at slower tempo.
Offensive rebound gives them another opportunity. And even when they've got a look.
Now you make the defense play for 30 seconds though. Tires them out.
Erjevets passed up that early 3. Now the shot clock down to 12. Here you go. Erjevets up and under is short. Wyoming 3 for its first 9, and a war going on the block. Limited minutes this season, but an offensive rebound putback for Marika Vandershoff.
It's good to see Marika in the game. She's been battling a lot of injuries, ACL after ACL, a couple of them. Missed 13 months last season, came back this year, and they're spotting her minutes.
About 5 minutes a game if you're Vandershoff. This is a team that rolls legit 10 deep and have had 10 different leading scorers over the course of 32 games.
11 players, 9+ minutes a game. A lot of people getting in, 10 different scorers lead in games this season. So you have to love that, and that's a coach's dream when you have people you can turn to. Now, when you think about conference tournament time, though, everybody has shortened their benches to a degree. They're only going 7 or 8 deep most of the time, but they can go deeper, which is what's so pivotal.
Foul just before was on the junior Riley Lutford. Her first, just the team's second. Take it right to the rim. There's your old school pick and roll.
Yeah, pick and roll is always certainly Old Faithful.
But right back to the veteran inside. Hey, a redshirt senior, conference title game. Vandershoff going to work. Just can't finish on that trip.
She knows she's going to be in there for limited minutes, so she's going hard when she's in there.
3, Gomez wants another. Number 1 in the nation.
She's just so efficient. Almost 50% from out there. You can't even give her a window. You've got to be there on the catch.
She had a door on that one. Although Bailey Hodgins, screener, get to the cup, has an answer. 7 for Boise State's junior. There you go, hand up. And 3 seconds with 8 on the shot clock. Those are the things you always have to be wary of when you play. Slow it down. Don't get too passive.
Yeah, you want to certainly be aggressive, absolutely. You have to continue to run your sets. Now, they don't really run sets. They run read and reacts, and that's something I used to run as well when I was in college, and you really need to recruit fairly high IQ players that know how to play the game. And this is a group that does that.
It's hard to play.
It's hard to play against.
2-second difference here. Essentially last shot here for Boise State. Coleman, the rare 3 for Ashanti Coleman. 22% from deep. But there's a title on the line. Boise State pumps the lead to 5. We're a quarter of the way through here in Vegas.
And what a tremendous pass, a little kick-out action to Ashanti Coleman, and she has come to play today, spreading that floor out. And you have to love what you see from Boise State.
Looking to be the 2nd Mountain West team ever to win 3 consecutive titles. They're 1/4 of the way through. You're watching the Mountain West Conference and Bracket Week from Kubota. You're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota here in Las Vegas. It's the finals of the Mountain West Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. Brady Hodgins, have yourself a first quarter.
Well, she hasn't missed. I mean, she's 3 of 3 from the floor, and she's just being aggressive. She's in that mode where she's taking it to the basket. She's not just forcing the action. She's letting the game come to her. Whatever the defense is giving her, she's taking. She's nailing shots from the perimeter there. Got to the hole a couple times, and she's playing with that sense of urgency and confidence that you really want to see at this time of year from an upperclassman. This is when you want to peak.
Quiet 37 in the quarterfinal.
No big deal.
She's very even keel when you talk to her about it. The free throw records, by the way, makes and attempts in a Mountain West tournament game.
But when we talk to Gordy Preston, her coach, he's really even keeled. And it almost like seems like it carries over into his squad. They're calm, and make no mistake about it, Boise State's been here. They're experienced, and they're carrying the torch of their program. There's something to be said about that when you have a lot of wins under your belt over the course of the years.
Back-to-back championships, looking to win 3 in a row. This might be their best chance to do damage if they get into the NCAA tournament as well, at least recently. And there's Armida. Her first bucket off her 30-point performance, near triple-double. Was 2 assists shy last night. But that's Boise State, anybody, any night.
And she's been consistent all season, Joel. She really has been, and she's had less pressure on her, hasn't had to play any point guard roles this year. She did last year, so that's helped open up her game.
Little step in, and Ariavets finally gets one to go. Been working in and around the rim, but just could not find the bottom of it in the first quarter. Three, little sidestep. Anybody, any day. Say hello to Riley Lupfer, the preseason player of the year in the Mountain West Conference, who, oh, by the way, we haven't mentioned yet.
Well, she was the best player in the league last year, and she's been tremendous this year again, but last year she took the league by surprise. Her numbers are down a little this season, and that sometimes happens when you have such a good year and you're new into the conference. Teams know you really well. She still gets it done.
They've had time to game plan for Gomez. She's been awesome. And she's driving the van right now for Wyoming. That's 10 points of 17 for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, you've got to be able to find her. I mean, it's no surprise that she's going to run the show and look to shoot. So limit her. She just is so good.
Keeps her team in this. They were down a game-high 8 before that last bucket.
And Gomez is a good size. She's really versatile, 6'1". Smaller guards have a hard time covering her, and posts don't want to go out on her. She can shoot.
Shot clock down to 5. No panic. Weideman, a freshman, comes up just short. Last 5 years here in the Mountain West tournament, Boise State has been the dominant force. Look at the amount of times that the Broncos pop up there.
They're the team to beat, especially as of late. Colorado State's been obviously in there as well, but as of late, Joel, this is the team that has been the champ. Back-to-back Mountain West champs, looking for a third here. They've gone to the big dance. They'd like to win a game in the tournament and move forward.
And they think they're in that bubble conversation. RPI 45. It's the edge,
right,
but you're building your
towards
program
that,
to a point.
I think you're building as a conference towards that. Look at Wyoming. They beat South Dakota State, who just won the Summit League a couple days ago. And that team almost beat Baylor. I mean, South Dakota State's the best mid-major in the mid-major poll in Division I. So they beat them. So Wyoming can play too. I mean, you just kind of compare teams, and it's pretty impressive.
We'll forgive Marta Gomez for that one. She makes enough to cancel that out, even though she'll hear the air ball chants from the Boise State band. We expected three-pointers to fly. Both these teams top 40 nationally. Another one. And just off in front of the rim from Lupfer. Keep it alive, Boise State.
Ladies' second and third chances, enabling extra possessions for Boise State.
Lupfer creating for herself, shedding defenders, but can't get the bounce. Wyoming runs the floor with such tempo, but it's almost fool's goal.
Yeah, because they want to pull it back.
Another rare turnover. And unsettled at midcourt. Good follow from the Cowgirls, and the held ball will go back the other way.
That's the way to keep at it. I mean, Weideman did not give up. She turned it over. Wyoming turned it over, and the loose ball. This is what it's all about. Hey, you got to keep going for that basketball. These are those little 50-50 ball moments that create big opportunities and win you ball games. You want to get those, especially in a game like this.
She was the third car in a three-car crash right there. The one that just comes in barreling.
And oftentimes, those are the things, you know each other so well at this point in the season. Those are the little things that win you championships.
Ermina's turned away. Christopher creating offense for herself. We haven't seen that yet today. Such a good distributor. But Boise State's gone on a little bit of a drought. No one has scored for better than 2 minutes either side. That continues. Broncos 0 for their last 4. I'd ask who you go to, but I don't know if they know the answer. Anyone works.
And that's a poor decision there. They're lucky they got that one back.
Ermita get back in pseudo transition.
That's tremendous job and good effort from Boise State. And Ermita using that IQ, knowing to run to space. And look at Wyoming, they've not scored in the last 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes almost.
But do what you do. Even though they drain the clock, you get antsy. Do what you do. Cotton off the bounce.
Cotton's had a hard time. She hasn't really gotten any looks tonight. She's a player that has to get going.
0 for 3 from the floor. And we're going to foul from the free throw line. That will leave Ermita there when we come back. Boise State, can it be champs 3 times over? You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. Points is the largest lead of the night for the Boise State Broncos here in the Mountain West Women's Championship. Tomorrow, CBS Sports Network brings you the Conference USA tournament coverage. It starts Friday, or, you know, it's a blur, folks. It's March.
It's madness.
We tip off with the men's
I'm losing my
semifinal.
mind, Joe.
1:30 Eastern right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Boise State, 3 of 6 from deep. It's been a help.
It makes the game so much fun. I mean, how about spreading the floor and getting it to a bunch of different players? I mean, Boise State is so solid from the perimeter. You have to love the way Luther came in the game, knocked it down, Ashanti Coleman has stepped out. And this is a team who has been tremendous throughout the season. Second in the conference in 3-point field goals, and they're doing what they're doing well, sticking to the task at hand. At this point, you've got to do your best at what you're good at, and that's what they do.
Free throws, they're good at that too. Marta Ermita, 83%, gets herself a couple. And the lead is now 10, largest of the game.
And Joel, I think what's really important for Boise State is against Wyoming, they're going to pack it in the whole game. You got to continue to make those 3 shots from the perimeter.
Well, look at the full court pressure too. Trying to speed Wyoming up now, make the Cowgirls uncomfortable. They don't want to be pressured. They want to walk the ball up, get into their stuff.
Yeah, you're right, and that's a good point. Picking up the full court, little token pressure, and then they'll have even less time to shoot in the half court. See, it's already down to 7 seconds.
4 minutes without a point. That drought continues. Wyoming's fans were raucous yesterday in the semifinal overtime win against San Diego State too. The way this game has gone has taken just the sea of yellow out of it. Good look. Can't lose. Harrell backdoor.
Oh, that was terrific. That was an overload play on the right-hand side, drawing all the attention to the right, and then it left that left open completely.
Boise's played on offense. They've been in control of how to use the court and spacing. It's been remarkable to see. Gomez. How about that one? Of all the shots to drop, that's the one that goes. Tin didn't want to let it in. She has 12 of her team's 19.
Nice, this pick and roll game starting to really hurt Wyoming. And I mean, look at this last play here, and you have to love this. This is the pick and roll situation. As we roll it here, you're going to see a total overload on this side of the floor, and it leaves a wide open layup right here. I mean, there's no help because everybody's over here covering Ermita, because Ermita, number 20, commands a lot of attention. You have to be ready and help defense if you're Wyoming. Sorry.
That's just surgical, is what it comes down to. That's knowing how to run offense.
And knowing, you got to know how to defend that, though. I mean, that pick and roll, the last 2 possessions is killing Wyoming.
10-point game, largest lead for Boise State. And again, the shot clock drained. Gomez. Good whip into the freshman. Area Vets will get herself to the line. Where Wyoming was so dominant when these teams met in Laramie. 27-7 was the free throw deficit. This will be their second and third looks at the line.
And you want to get to the line when you're struggling to score, Joel, and this team has gone into a drought. Best way to get yourself going, get to the line, penetrate.
Foul is on Joyce Harrell. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Adam, Wally, Colin, and John standing by in our New York studio. They'll get you up to speed on all the conference tournament news and action happening today around college basketball. That's coming up on AT&T at the half. Harrell takes a seat. And 1 for 2 on the trip for Area Vets. The freshman who was at the free throw line with 5 seconds left in the semi-win yesterday hit both to go to overtime.
Clutch, ice in her veins.
Small stage.
No big deal, like you're ticket punching one big lead. This is what you play for.
Holman gets physical, and she'll return the favor, going to the free throw line for Boise State. That's on Gomez.
This is a tremendous job getting the ball to Ashanti Coleman. See what she can put it on the deck. She's so versatile at 6'2", 6'3", can turn and face like a guard. She is a matchup nightmare. I do think they should continue to get her the basketball and let her go. She's got a really long stride. When she catches it up on that foul line extended area, it takes her one dribble. She's already at the hole.
She knows big stages too, by the way. We talked about big free throws for Area Vets yesterday. It was Coleman that hit the championship winner this game a year ago for Boise State. It was against Nevada.
She's a total gamer. Transfer from Arizona. Has played big-time basketball.
Came up with the loose ball there. Hodgins has been quiet. She was on the bench. That's the luxury of the deep roster that Gordy Presnell has. Back on the floor. How about the dish? Find your teammates, and Rachel Bowers is in the scoreboard.
She's been real key all season off the bench, and she's led the second unit, been one of the reasons for their depth that we keep harping on.
Cotton forcing the issue and still looking for her first field goal. Look at the spacing. 3, short, but it opens up rebounding lanes, and a good job to secure it. Rakovic outrunning, good look from 3. Quinn Weideman.
And that's a good opportunity and moment to pick to run the basketball.
And it's a big shot at a big time. You're down 13.
They needed that very badly.
2-second difference, game clock, shot clock. Boise was in this spot at the end of the first quarter and did hold for the final look. Hodgins will put herself at the free throw line. Tough spot to foul.
And you don't really want to foul here in general. 3 seconds to go, and it's a bailout foul. She's leaning, but at least she didn't allow her to make it.
8 points for Hodgins here in the first half. You know, it's not quite 37 that she had 2 games ago.
It's not going to be easy to do them and give it on every given night. Everybody's going to
it's a
gun for you.
It's a high bar. Makes them both. And Wyoming will not get a look. 12 points is the difference at halftime. Boise State trying to make it a three-peat. 35-23 your score at the break. And after our break, we'll send it to Adam, Wally, Colin, and John in New York with AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. It's the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Back to Las Vegas, where Boise State is looking to secure its third consecutive Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship. A 12-point lead over the Wyoming Cowgirls. Welcome you back courtside here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Mack Hall of Famer Julianne Vianney, Joel Godet, glad to have you along with us. Good start for Boise, but you expect a surge from Wyoming.
I do. I really do, because Wyoming is going to fight back. They are going to punch back. In Boise State, I'm interested to see if they're able to maintain this lead. They've been known for letting up leads, and they haven't been able to sustain things. Can they sustain it in the second half? They've been the team that's been here year after year, and they're playing a Wyoming team that's never been here. So
Wyoming
it should be interesting.
Has been led by Marta Gomez at this point. Somebody else is going to have to step up, but she was good.
She's been great. She's doing what she does best, and that's everything and then some. Popping shots from the perimeter. She's 2 of 4 from 3, so she's one of those players that can really stretch you out. But how about the play of Joyce Harrell? We haven't harped enough on the defense from Boise State. They held Wyoming down for various droughts in the first half. She was all over the floor, double teaming. They amped up that pressure, and then it led to some turnovers, which we don't see often from Wyoming. Wyoming leads the nation in fewest turnovers. A few turnovers led to 9 Boise State Broncos points.
Rebounding stood out to UNO at halftime. 7 rebound difference in favor of Boise State. Some of that offensive, they've been able to capitalize. What adjustment does Wyoming make? Went almost 5 minutes without a point at one point in the second quarter. That's when Boise made its run.
Well, they certainly had a hard time scoring, that's for sure.
Tapia looks to be the distributor. As many assists as she has points this year, but she'll do it herself to start things off in the third. And that's a good sign. Someone other than Gomez getting a bucket.
These first few minutes, Joel, are really pivotal.
That's exactly what you wanted to see from Brady Hodges.
Yeah, because we wanted to see, hey, are they going to sustain this? Are they going to give up the lead? Curious to see whether that continues. A good start for both teams.
The words Gordy Presnell used yesterday were sustained effort issues at some times this season. Led by 10 yesterday in the semifinals, let that gap close. Wyoming not letting it close, specifically Clara Tapia.
And they were up late. They had an overtime game, went down to the wire, and I'm talking Wyoming here. So we've got to have some tired legs from under them. They didn't have an easy game.
Probably went to bed. You got juices flowing. Midnight,
adrenaline, baby.
1 a.m. But the threes are raining for Boise State. And that's not the start Wyoming wanted on defense. Jade Christopher, only 27% from deep.
Listen, she has been 40% the last 3 games, and she's chosen a great time to start making those shots, because teams are laying off of Jade Christopher, making her have to beat you, because they're sagging on her.
Good kick. Cotton looking for her first field goal. Needed that to go through. Tough first half for Bailey Cotton.
And what's interesting with her is she's the best on the team at getting to the free throw line. She didn't really look to get to the free throw line, but she's relying upon her guards to get her the basketball. She didn't really get a lot of touches.
12-point difference. Now Wyoming's defense is no slouch. 16th in the country in scoring D.
Nice.
You can't give up both boards though.
That effort, that length from Ashanti Coleman. And they get the ball back.
A steal, Christopher, good bounce. Coleman 4 in a row. It took her 20 seconds.
Someone just got teed up.
That's frustration on Wyoming's factor. Marta Gomez was the one in the area.
And that was an immediate tee. There was no hesitation with that call.
You know what? They actually get the technical foul on Boise State. Jade Christopher is the one that got teed up, and Gomez will be the benefactor going to the free throw line.
I'm not sure what happened there. Could have been something verbal.
Maybe a taunt. You get into it, you get hype.
Right. Either way, a nice series from Boise State, but you give it back with a technical.
Gomez is automatic, 92% at the line. So give her two. Give Wyoming the ball.
Okay, think about the play of Gomez after graduating Liv Roberts, the Mountain West Player of the Year. This Wyoming Cowgirls team graduated, and they weren't able to get to the final. Now they've done it by committee. Gomez's team.
Here's that pressure. The defense trying to speed up Wyoming.
They're really high pressure here.
But Gomez somehow gets free. You can't leave her free. That's horse.
Hey, listen, you get uptight. You need somebody that can break you down a little bit. And Tapia's going to end up doing that most of the time. Looking to get it to Gomez on penetration.
Ermita go under a screen. Marta Ermita has 8. Talk about the attitude of a kid like Marta Gomez, though. Starts as a freshman, finds herself on the bench as a sophomore, takes the role, and that'll be an offensive foul on Taylor Rusk, her first. But for back-to-back seasons, Marta Gomez was the 6th woman of the year in this league. Starts again as a senior.
And there's the offensive foul. I think a lot of that was partially selling it nicely.
There's an art to that.
Yep.
They may go take a look at this just to see whether or not the elbow, where the elbow was, if this turns from a common foul into a flagrant. I didn't see a ton. You know what? I'll give her credit because she got the call, but the Tony goes too. Tough foul on Taylor Rusk.
Yeah, certainly not one that we want. A game like this.
That's off her foot. Shot clock down to 10 here for Boise. Good thread. Good defense, though, by Cotton, the defensive player of the year in this league. She got beat, she stuck to it.
Yeah, but the two-man game up top, the top of the key for Boise State is really hurting Wyoming. They can do that every single time. Whether it's a pick and roll or it's a slip off of it, it's working. Why? Because right now, Wyoming's not covering it right. They're not switching it, they're not hedging it right, and they're finding somebody off of it every time, and they've got guard play that can do it. They can penetrate the pitch just like that play for Wyoming.
We're going to need threes to close a gap like this, and Carla Ariavets makes it a 10-point game.
Now, this is what we said coming into the half.
There's a steal, and the Wyoming faithful quiet in the first half. A little bit of life now.
Problems with sustaining the effort for Boise State.
Keep an eye on Gomez. Ermita has the assignment at the top of the screen. Cotton from 18. That's a tough shot.
Well, she can make that. We've seen her make that shot.
Christopher driving to kick. Ermita the same. 3 for Christopher. Did it again! Big time buckets! And the second from the point guard.
I love the confidence and swag of Jade Christopher. As teams have laid off her, she has stepped up her game and she started to make shots where she's needed to.
Picks up the foul there, and credit Marta Gomez for finding the mismatch and realizing it. It'll be free throws when we come back. They sag off you, though. Take it as an insult.
Oh, yeah, she is somebody that's going to knock it down, and she plays that way, and you're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota.
Boise State has led for all but a minute in this Mountain West final. I'm going to get my calendar days right this time. Tomorrow, here on CBS Sports Network, Mountain West men's tournament action starts at 3. All 4 quarterfinal games coming your way. Boise State will be in action on the men's side tomorrow in that 8-1 game. Bracket Week is presented by Kubota, right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Wyoming down 13, but it is now down 12. It is not for a lack of effort from that young lady.
They're starting to get to the free throw line too a little bit, and we knew that this is a game of runs. I mean, when you get to this point in the game, there's a reason, and you're going to see a lot more runs, and it's about the team that can answer the punch, really.
That sustained effort for Boise State has been there so far here in the second half. Brady Hodgins now has 12 points.
She's been quiet. That's the way to get to the rim.
Yesterday, Fresno State shrunk a 10-point Boise lead.
And you think for 1 second that Gordy Presnell wasn't talking about that?
Absolutely.
At halftime, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall.
He had his team out here early, too. They were out here alone, shooting warm-up shots for about 5 minutes before the second half began. Toying with what was then a 12-point lead. Lupfer off the bounce, and an offensive rebound off the bench for Bowers. They've gotten to the glass hard.
They've really killed Wyoming on the glass.
5-1 offensive rebounds, and another at 6-1. Good kick out, Coleman.
Third possession in a row, an extra.
Lupfer, preseason player of the year in this league, and another offensive rebound.
Can you get one on 4 chances now?
This is going to be a 90-second possession.
You've got to box out, put a body on someone. Long shots means long rebounds. Those long rebounds have to go to guards, so it's up to your guards to track down those rebounds. So often we think about post players being the ones that have to carry that kind of torch, but it's the guards too.
And a long possession on defense, higher propensity you're going to foul. And Bailey Cotton does commit the foul. She checks out. Vitalova checks back in. Her first minutes in the second half to replace Cotton. 13 points the lead for Boise State. High-low into Coleman. And a held ball will again stay here. I wish I would have started counting when this possession began.
It's a lot about the hustle. It's all about the effort. Boise State really tracking the rebounds now. And this is what happens when you let it go like that.
Huge three for Riley Lupfer. They always say the best threes come off of offensive rebounds. Not quite how they meant it. But if you have the ball long enough, you're bound to get a look.
1, okay, 2, all right. But 3, 4, I mean, that's so many possessions you're giving them.
And while we've seen ball movement for Boise, it's gotten more stagnant for Wyoming.
And Lupfer knocks one down. Tremendous stroke.
Timeout taken by Wyoming. The gap has blown up. Game high 16. Boise State, long way to go, but they can smell it. Bracket Week is presented by Kubota.
Back here in Vegas, and it's been all three-point shooting from Boise State. They've been tremendous, extending this lead because multiple players stepping up here and shooting the ball well from beyond the arc. 70% from 3 right now, and 4 of 4 this half. They have been unstoppable right now. And Wyoming is letting them knock them down, not really rotating properly.
How about 1,100 days since Boise State last lost a game in this tournament?
That's a lot of time. I mean, that's actually gotta be a record of some sort. I don't know, but 12 of these 15 players on the roster are undefeated at the Mountain West tournament. Talk about veterans and a toughness about this group and an ability to just win ball games. I mean, you can't beat that. You can't beat experience.
Gordon Hayward still had another year to play with the Jazz.
That's right.
At that point in time. 3 off the timeout, and that's short. Just nothing falling for Wyoming.
Meanwhile, on the other end, everything's falling.
And that's counter to what Wyoming has been doing well recently.
You were telling me on the break, we were talking about it. But Wyoming has actually been a pretty solid defensive team behind the arc. Giving up space this half.
They decided they were going to not help on drives. They were going to commit to stopping the three. And after early in the season allowing 37%, last 12 games, 20%. They've gone back to that early season form, though. And today it's bit them. Now, that said, we got 11 and a half minutes to try to turn that battleship.
And that's an eternity. We've got time here. It's a game of runs. Wyoming has had too many possessions of droughts.
250 without a field goal.
And another thing, Joel, because they slow it down so much and they take a lot of time off the clocks, they don't get a lot of extra possessions. So you have to be extra efficient in the possession you do have. Let's look here. This is a backcourt violation. That's definitely a missed call. Should have been.
So Boise catches a break.
You're on the line. It's considered backcourt.
This team is just so connected. Top to bottom. Lean in. Even getting the rolls. Brady Hodgins has 14.
They're pretty complete too, Joel, and that's been important for them. They're scoring inside, but they're spreading the floor out.
4 have 8 points. They said they never know who's going to do it. They just know that someone will. There's never a concern. There's been none tonight.
25 wins, tied for the most in school history in the regular season here.
And the roll to the bucket is denied. 3 seconds to work with. Vitalova would have been a huge way to end the third quarter. But Boise State, sustained effort. Gordy Presnell's gotten all that and more. You're watching the Mountain West Championship. There's a ticket to the tournament up for grabs. Nervous moments for Cowboy Ken. He's been doing that for 40 years, trying to get his team to an NCAA tournament. Juliette Viana, you've played in the NCAA tournament. You have won a conference title 4 times.
Do I look happy or what?
I can't tell.
I try to maintain the way that I laugh because it's that obnoxious, to be honest. But yeah, it was real. It was definitely a real fun experience. Something that I will never experience again. It was amazing. I mean, when you cut the nets down and you're from a one-bid league, I mean, this is why doing these games are so much fun. You leave it all out on the floor. I mean, there's nothing left. You know that you're going dancing if you win, and you have to win to go.
Do you still have your piece of the net?
I probably do at my parents' house somewhere.
I was hoping for a more emphatic.
4 of them.
Boise's still playing hard.
Well, my dad, he has a little trophy section in his wall in the basement.
The shrine to Jules. I mean, mixing it up here with a big lead.
Yeah, wow. Well, you know what? I don't mind that. Wyoming is getting manhandled right now. They've got to be more physical, and they've got to find a way to get back into this thing in increments. Win two-minute possessions. Win 2-minute increments to try to get yourself in. This is not an unreachable game right here.
Well, and that's where the sustained effort that Gordy Presnell talks about comes in. Don't let the other team back in. Keep playing hard and salt the thing away. Another scoring drought, almost 5 minutes for Wyoming. And that's finally put to an end. Taylor Rust, she's their glue kid. Comes through at the right moment. You just have to chip away.
Yeah, you do. And you've got to stop turning it over. Even though they don't have a lot of turnovers, somehow Boise State's executed off of it. 13 points off turnovers.
Phenomenal ball movement. But Ermita just can't hit the 3. It's okay, they're 7 of 11 from deep.
It's all right to miss one here and there. They're human.
You ever had that wry smile on your face where you're just hoping nobody saw that?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we've all done it. As good of a shooter as you can be, you can airball it once in a blue.
7 of 12 now from 3 after the miss. 16-point game. If you're Wyoming, try to get it to single figures, single digits by that next time out, under 5.
I don't know if you saw that NC State-Tennessee men's game today, but that was an incredible comeback game too. I think that NC State was going to come back into that one, and that's what this tournament's all about.
Foul on Lutfer. Now you can score with the clock stopped.
Yeah, nice back to the basket move and being assertive, going after it, trying to get to the line and manufacture points.
It's Lajana Rakovic. Had a tumultuous senior season. Out of Montenegro, made her debut December 20th. Injured her foot overseas over the summer, then came back, broke a finger, then came back, had a concussion. But big minutes for her down the stretch.
Joe Legursky turning to different people.
Gomez has been the go-to. She's off the court right now with 19 of her team's 43 points.
I am impressed with how Boise State's played in the half-court game. They like to run, but they have executed pretty well tonight, Joel, in the half-court.
Even 50% from the floor. Easy money right now for Boise State. Vitalova, shorts. It's a physicality thing. It's being able to finish at the rim, and that just comes down to own your spot on the block.
And you also have to wonder, this team's never been here, Wyoming's never been here. Are they just happy to be here? Is that the mindset where it's not that, you know, we're going to win this game and we're used to winning this game and going to the big dance, but it's kind of that balancing act between getting here and being just happy to be here, whether you win or lose. Oh, that's a nice shot off the window.
We are in Vegas, the banks don't close.
Nothing closes here, come on.
24-hour ATM. Wyoming's fans back into it again. Threaded bounce. And Boise again executes in the half court.
The pick and roll again. Harrell can do that all day. They've been doing it with different players, but this pick and roll game is wide open. It's just, you're too slow to rotate, Wyoming. You've got to have players in the help side rotating over from the weak side. It's just so easy for Joyce Harrell. And we've seen Ashanti Coleman do the same thing.
And give her both at the line. And Harrell now has 6 for Boise. It's almost you don't know what you don't know if you're Wyoming. They were so loose.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great point.
They thought maybe we're ready for it.
Once you get a taste, you want more and more of that in the big tournament.
Rusk, the guard, in the lane.
That's a nice move.
You've got some young ladies trying to take over right now.
I like it. I like what I'm seeing.
Now get the stop. Wyoming's fans keep coming back into this game after every made bucket. Christopher's hit 2 big threes. Coleman working on the block. Had the defensive rebound and a good job to win the 50-51.
Those hustle opportunities.
Run the floor.
Yeah. It's
Incomplete.
a good idea. Good idea. They haven't done a lot of that.
And at some point now you have to start getting outside of who you are.
If you have the opportunity to run, I don't know why you wouldn't choose to do it. The defense is scrambling. You just don't want to get into a track meet with Boise State. You can pick and choose moments to run. And that's all about balance and knowing your own personnel.
It's the second on Taylor Rusk. Where's Marta Gomez?
Yeah, I don't know why she's out this long. It seems like she's out a little longer than I would expect. She's getting a big breather.
Third on Rusk, I should say. Again, Gomez, 19 of Wyoming's 48 points.
Yet they've done okay when they're on the bench.
Yeah, true.
The last few possessions.
Inside, Harrell. Boy, it's the ones sometimes at the end of the scouting report that can burn you.
And she's got a couple of Mountain West tourney titles, regular season tourney crowns, a couple of appearances in the NCAA. She's got experience.
Great look from Weideman. Boise just seems like, pardon the pun, it's in the saddle here. It's in control. Everything is calculated.
They're comfortable.
And even the misses don't seem like it rattled them. Or like they rattled them. Boise 11-1 in this tournament over the last 4 years. A win would be its 4th ever Mountain West tournament crown. The record is only 5. That's held by New Mexico.
But 3 in a row if they win this one.
New Mexico's the only team that's ever done that.
So all of it's been really very recent success for Boise State, especially. And an extra possession again. That's really hurt Wyoming.
And if we're being honest, this team is 27-4. Even if it lost, not that it would get in, but it's played itself to at least be on the whiteboard.
They only lost 2 Mountain West games in the regular season. How about that?
Threaded, and it's Harrell again.
I'll tell you what, Harrell knows how to cut into space, Joel. She really reads the floor well, and then she's got a point guard that can certainly see it.
They just share the ball. We were told yesterday, Marta Ermita, I don't think she was quoting Jackie Moon, but she told us everyone loves everyone. It's ELE on this team.
Good chemistry on it. That's what championship teams are made of. You've got to have that.
Tapia with 8 points. It's a timeout for Wyoming.
You also got to have teamwork, good passing, and movement. That's the way to draw 2 Hodgins and then dish to your cutting post.
Boise State 3-31 away from its 3rd consecutive Mountain West championship. Well, coming up next, we turn things over to our studio as CBS Sports Network gives you the inside scoop of everything happening on and off the hardwood. It's Inside College Basketball Bracket Week, presented by Kubota on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Well, Gordy Presnell told us this team is very goal-oriented. Yesterday, after the semifinal victory, Joyce Harrell said they decided in July they were going to make it back to this point, and these are their goal boards, and that is the goal board of this year's team. What's better than 20/20 vision? How about an 18-19 vision? Every year.
Far.
Yeah, right? And is that good or bad, 18-19? I know mine's not good. Every year they design those goal boards. They hang them in the basketball facility, and if you win a conference championship, your goal board hangs for posterity. If you don't, it comes down.
I love it. Those visuals I'm a fan of because you just remember it and you look at it every day, you look at it and you just have to maintain that success. That's why the more you win, it's contagious, your program develops, you get recruits. It's all a big factor in how Gordy Presnell has been able to do it with his program. Last few years, they've been the power. Until somebody knocks them off, they're the team to beat.
How about that? Jane Christopher!
Wow.
That's her 3rd 3 of the game.
This is out of the ordinary for her. That's what's kind of so impressive to me. A 27% three-point shooter.
11 points for Christopher. They have 5 with 8 or more. Everyone for the Broncos involved.
And they're just peaking at the right time. And I said it before, but the last 3 games, Christopher has shot 40% from 3. She's answered the call to sagging defense. That was just pulled out of nowhere.
Everyone has for Boise State. Ermita shot 24% last year. Score it, dish it, it's going in the hoop. Boise State by 18.
What a cut. Everything Boise State's doing, they're doing it hard. They're doing it with toughness. That's cutting, that's setting screens, that's reading how to fly and curl and cut off screens. And they're forcing turnovers on the other end. The defense has really done it for them.
Cotton trying to stick with it there, but Harrell able to push through. And Boise State up a game high 18, 90 seconds away from its 3rd consecutive berth into the NCAA tournament. And the berth it thinks could be the one where they could make some noise of recent years in March. Wyoming sticking with it. Tapia will go to the free throw line. Sometimes it is just your night.
And this is just a heat check. Jade Christopher, take that shot, girl. You are pulling from deep range.
Transfer out of Kansas. Boise State is made up of a lot of transfers and some internationals. Gordy Presnell told us, hey, Gonzaga did it with transfers and internationals. I think we'll give it a shot. It's worked, and a nice curtain call.
And it's a global recruiting business anymore. It really is. It's fun to watch a team like Boise State playing with the kind of heart they're playing with here.
And Wyoming's still battling. The jump ball will give it back to the Cowgirls.
Well, they just don't have enough. They can't score with Boise State tonight.
Wyoming had never been to a championship. They'll be back. But tonight belonged to the Broncos. And credit Gordy Presnell for taking out his regulars here and getting everyone in. So the whole bench will be able to say it played. It wasn't just part of a team, but it played in a Mountain West championship victory.
And he's happy right now. I mean, what a game. You're going down the path of dancing here.
60 seconds left to go. For a Boise State team that wire to wire was the best in the Mountain West.
And there's pressure on you when that's the case. And they played free, they played their style, they were great.
Another steal by Wyoming. But 40 seconds remain.
So much of what they did today was their defense. I mean, that really led to everything.
They're going to limit Wyoming to 40%. 6 percentage points below their average for the 20th best shooting team in the country. They might not even score 70 points for a team that gets up and down and lights up the scoreboard. Good teams win however they have to.
Yeah, you win ugly, you just survive and advance in whatever way possible at this point in the season, Joel. What a performance from Boise State.
The Broncos wanted a full team win. They wanted a game where everyone was involved. And on this night in March, they all pick up their 3rd consecutive Mountain West crown. Boise State, you're going dancing. The Broncos have not lost a game in this tournament in more than 1,000 days. the second team ever to win 3 consecutive Mountain West championships, and the 4th title for the Broncos overall. Second only to New Mexico. Gordy Presnell's team. Nobody's going to want to play them. Good to get guarded. Julianne Vianney is with the victorious Broncos.
Coach, you're going dancing. It's a 3-peat. You've been here before. Why is this one special tonight?
Oh, I just have a great group. It's one of the best groups, the closest groups we've ever had, and I'm so proud of them and so thankful I get to be their coach. And it was a great night for us. I thought we played exceptionally well for us and didn't make any dumb mistakes. And I'm just really proud of them. They're a great group. They're really close-knit, and we get to go dancing.
Coach, you guys scored a ton of points tonight, but really the win came on the defensive end. How did you do it on that end and hold on to the assignment?
Our kids were really dialed in, and Cody Butler's our defensive coordinator, and he came up with a game plan, and our kids executed it. And the thing, defensively, it's hard, but if you communicate well, you can do some things, and I thought we really communicated tonight. 12
of your 15 players have all been to the championship. How pivotal is it to have a veteran group like you have here tonight where they really took it to Wyoming?
Well, I'd hope that, we get to wear white, and that's one thing, and then it's our 5th championship with this group of juniors, 2 league and then the 3 tournament here, and so we had some experience, that's for sure, and hopefully that prevailed.
Congratulations, Coach. You're going dancing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Joel.
Thanks, Julianne. Congratulations to Coach Presnell. We will be back with the trophy presentation from Las Vegas next. Grab some dancing shoes. The Broncos are going to need them. 4 of them. What a night in Las Vegas. The Boise State Broncos make it 3 in a row. 68-51 the final over the Wyoming Cowgirls. 3 games, 3 days. They got it done in 3 different ways. Hodgins had a huge night. Then it was Ermita. And then it was an entire team effort, just like Hodgins said they needed. They pick up their 3rd consecutive Mountain West tournament crown and are headed back to the NCAA tournament. Congrats to Gordy Presnell and his team. They shut down Wyoming on defense. They shoot 50%, everything. Roses for the Broncos. For Julianne Vianney and our entire CBS crew, I'm Joel Gadet. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Let's send you now over to our New York studio for Inside College Basketball Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
And how about that? 3rd straight year the Boise State women's team cutting down the nets as Mountain West champs, 68-51 over Wyoming. And Brady Hodgins didn't miss in the game. 6 for 6 there, as you can see. Khalid El-Amin, Wally Zerbiak. This is Rothstein, John Rothstein. I'm Adam Zucker. And, hey, you know the feeling. You did it twice at MSG. Get to cut down the nets, conference champs.
Oh, yeah. It's a wonderful feeling to be the champion of the Mountain West Conference. And for you to be able to cut down those nets at the end of the game, it's a wonderful feeling. All the blood, the sweat, the tears you put into the season, what a great finish.
Yeah, and Boise State shot the 3-ball really well. They had made 8 threes, and they also had 15 points off turnovers. Conversely, Wyoming only had 1 point off turnovers. So when you take care of the ball and then you turn the other team over, turn that into easy points, that's how you get a nice coasting win.
And Las Vegas, such a great spot during championship week. We saw it last night with Gonzaga, St. Mary's. You saw it tonight on the women's side. You're going to see it in the Mountain West tournament and the Pac-12 tournament as the week gets on, as we inch closer to Selection Sunday.
I thought
3 days away.
I thought one of your patented food references was coming there.
In Vegas, Piero's off the strip.
There you
Get
go,
the Velo Sabuco. It's delicious.
For those of you watching but not at the game and can somehow take advantage. So, Boise State joining this list of teams who have punched their automatic tickets. A lot of them, of course, not needing the help to get there, like UConn, who's never lost to an American Athletic Conference opponent. Wow. Notre Dame, ACC champs for the 5th time in 6 years, destroyed Louisville by 20 on Sunday. Baylor's got the best winning streak in the country, though, 23 straight going into the tournament. You take a nice long look here. Iowa is Big Ten champs for the first time since 2001. Stanford in the NCAA tournament for the 32nd consecutive year, and Mississippi State SEC tournament champs for the first time in program history.